it comes to the government, hold the government accountable for throwing money to, what's that country? Israel, throwing money to Ukraine, and throwing money to all these other countries that they throw money to. It's not going to stop. And there's nothing that we can do about it. Nothing really we can say about it, because like I said before in a previous podcast that we did, the world is so intertwined with each other that that's not going to stop. But the thing about it, if we look specifically at our country, we are some greedy ass people, period. Greedy. You can see it from the smartest person to the dumbest person. We have a greedy country. And then, you mentioned the veterans and stuff like that. And we could just look at, people who have needs just all over.
All right.
For us to be one of the top developed countries on the planet, we have countries that are not as rich as us, so to speak, for lack of a better term, that have healthcare for all their people. Like we was talking to old boy over in Korea. And he was talking about how the South Koreans have healthcare. There's so many countries that have less than us, or are not as well off as us, but their people have it better than a lot of our people have. And it's sad. It's sad because as a country, that just does not make sense to me. But then it's also sad to me as citizens of this country and people of our culture, we're not doing better for ourselves when it comes to that. Once that greed bug bites, and it bites hard, accountability goes out the window. People just don't care anymore. And it's getting worse, and it's getting worse, and it's getting worse. And the one thing that I, you have your view on the system and what you want to call it, traps and this, however you word traps and this, that, and the other. Right. For me, to an extent, I do agree that, it's always something going on somewhere. If you pull back the layers enough, you'll see it. And it's like, but for me, none of it is secret. Like, is there, to me, like, there's agendas, but for the most part, they're not hidden agendas anymore. Like, I don't see they trying to pull something old fast on. I don't see that. And I say that because I can look at the most basic thing out here, and I can see it's connected to 55 other things. And I'm sitting there like, ain't this some shit? And it's like, to me, it's just not hidden. Like, for instance, when we're talking about, and I know we're getting off topic, and, we're going to wrap up in a few because we're almost at an hour. But right. When you talk about the palm payment at Whole Foods, and you talk about how much information they got or taken and this, that, and the other, they already have this information. As I was saying, the information that they have, it's in 20 other databases. Like, when you go renew your driver's license, they got your information. When you go to the doctor, they got your information. When you buy a car and stuff like that, they got your information. When you have a bank account, they have your information.